Hey everyone, welcome back to Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf. My name is Brian. I hope you'll think about subscribing to the channel. So what do we got today? We've got new Riff Single Barrel Bourbon. I recently did a YouTube short video on new Riff, my Friday night sipper, and I gave a couple of aromas and tasting notes, but I didn't do a deep dive, and I really want to do a deep dive into this bourbon because I think it's absolutely worth it. First of all, this single barrel is an exclusive at Sealbox, which is an online spirits retailer. They did a collaboration with Breaking Bourbon, which is an online reviewer of spirits. So those two entities got together and did a single barrel collaboration. So this one particularly is exclusive to Sealbox. But, New Riff is distributing across the United States. So I'm sure if you search your local liquor stores, you're bound to find a new Riff single barrel somewhere. This particular single barrel is 114.6 proof. The mash bill is 65% corn, 30% rye, and 5% malted barley. So this particular bourbon has a lot of rye content, and that really punches through on the flavor. So we'll get into the nosing and the tasting, and we'll get into that a little bit in more detail. But suffice it to say, I'm really into this bourbon. I think it's got a lot of grape complexity. It's only aged 4 years approximately. So I think there is some youngness to it, but as we get into the evaluation of this, I think that it is an exceptional value. This is only $55 on Sealbox website, so they're not upcharging it at all. And I think it's worth absolutely every penny. As I said, it's virtually a cask strength single barrel bourbon. So at $55, that's a tremendous value. Let's get into the nosing of this bourbon and the tasting of it and see what we're looking at. So it's got some beautiful sweetness, but it's not dark sweetness. It's not dark molasses or dark brown sugars. To me, it's coming across almost like powdered sugar. Yeah, it's a lighter sweetness, like powdered sugar or frosting. There's also some nice fruity elements to it, maybe peach. And there's also a a milk kind of chocolate aroma with some mint or possibly some spearmint aspect to it. So, the overall nosing that I'm getting off of this is powdered sugar, possibly like a frosting, milk chocolate, spearmint, and maybe some underlying fruit notes. Really, really nice nose. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. That all pulls through on the palate. I get some nice sweetness up front, but I get that milk chocolate, and I definitely get mint or spearmint. So it's almost like a peppermint patty with some vanilla frosting over the top, or you can almost maybe describe this like mint chocolate ice cream, something like that. Vanilla, powdered sugar, mint, milk chocolate. So like a peppermint patty or a mint chocolate ice cream. The rye spice comes through along with some oakiness. This is really pretty complex for a younger bourbon at cask strength, only about 4 years old. To me, this has a lot of depth of flavor with a lot of really, really pleasing aromas and tastes. I don't necessarily know that this is for everyone. If you don't like rye, if you don't like rye spice, if you don't like a sort of a minty, spearminty quality in your ryes or bourbons, this might not be for you, but I am absolutely loving this bourbon. It's kind of in the last week or so become my little obsession. I'm drinking a little bit of it every day in preparation for this review. I really wanted to give it a couple of tastes and really get into it, and I'm loving it. At 55 bucks, cask strength, this is fantastic. It's a great value. It brings great flavors, like I said, vanilla frosting, mint, chocolate, milk chocolate, maybe a little bit of fruitiness as well. It's really good. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best thing I've ever tasted or it's the best bourbon I've ever had, but this is damn good. At 55 bucks, there aren't a lot of bourbons out there at 55 bucks at cask strength that have this sort of depth of complexity. And I'm just loving that sort of spearmint milk chocolate note that runs through it that gives you that kind of peppermint patty kind of quality. This is a really good bourbon. If you're interested in this particular version, like I said, go out to Sealbox and you could purchase it directly online with Sealbox. But I'm sure that there are other single barrel versions in your local liquor stores. But if you can't find one and you're really interested, check out Sealbox. They're a reputable distributor online. You're not going to get the fastest shipping. It usually takes about a couple weeks to actually get the bottle door to door. But hey, if you're not in a rush, that's no big deal. So I hope that helps you with this particular bottle. Thanks for joining Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf. And like I said, I hope you'll think about liking, commenting, and subscribing. Take care, everyone.